Steve Harvey in this video is speaking straight facts.
Get away from these people that's in your life that ain't doing nothing. Get away from people in your life. Get away from your family members that ain't ever opened a business. Get away from your family members that ain't ever followed their dream. Get away from your family members that ain't never been nowhere but to the family reunion. Get away from them. Get away from them. I had to do it. When I told everybody I was getting into comedy, man, oh Lord have mercy. You can't get into comedy. You ain't even funny. How you gonna make money telling jokes? Now in the beginning, it looked like they was right, but I never gave up.
I have to do it quick because I am sick and tired of women, myself and my friends, going through this constantly and having the same conversation about men.
Unfortunately, there are not that many men who have that similar ambition or similar goal. And especially in Las Vegas. Like Las Vegas, it is just so hard to date here. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Nigga, what?
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. But can you do me a favor, hit the notifications button right now. All right, guys, you have already seen the preview. Go ahead and share the video. You already seen two. Let's get to it.
I have to do a quick rant because I am sick and tired of women, myself and my friends, going through this constantly and having the same conversation about men and their communication. Trying to get a man to communicate is like when you take off the tag of your jeans and you have that small thread that just is so stubborn and doesn't want to come out. That's what it feels like sometimes when you want to communicate with a man. If you are not interested in someone, after a few days, after a few weeks, any female or even myself would have more respect for a guy being upfront than someone just deciding to, I'm just going to slowly disappear and ignore her. Like, didn't your mother teach you anything? I have learned to just emotionally detach myself from a lot of these situations. Next, it's not that hard. But no, a male likes to make everything so difficult. So I feel really sorry for all us females.
All right. When you hear a woman talk like this, she doesn't have a grudge against men. It's just that she doesn't have a man that's going to allow him to follow her. See, that's what women want now. When they say, I can't communicate with a guy, all they're saying is, I cannot control this guy. So when you ask a woman for advice or dating advice, they always tell the men to do something simp-ish. You're always doing something to prove yourself to where you're learning from her. You're allowing her to boss you around. So if you look at marriages, majority of the marriages are ran by the women bossing the husbands around. So when a husband or a boyfriend or a man doesn't want to follow the instructions of a woman, then he's the one that can't communicate. He's the one that can't express his feelings. You have to understand, everything that a woman doesn't like about a man is typically the thing that keeps her in the relationship. The same thing that makes her cry is the same thing that makes her stay. Whenever you trying to make her happy, it seems like she always wants to cry.
I am so willing to submit. Okay, I'm a very naturally submissive person, but I cannot submit to a man who just doesn't have it there together. So that's my problem. They tell me that.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
You don't have stability. You don't have a home of your own. You have a roommate. Your brother lives in the next room. Okay, you living with your brother. Your bros are there.
These are men you've dated?
These are men that I have dated, yes.
You have a relationship with them?
Yes.
So you'll date a man, have a man, but you don't submit to him.
I do, but I feel like
but why are you having with a man who doesn't have his shit together? You knew that before you did all that.
And the answer is, why do women continue to sleep with guys that they do not plan on marrying? It's because naturally they're just breeders. They're programmed to breed. They're programmed to just have children. That's why when they raise children, they feel like they need an award because they put themselves in a position to be a single mother just so they can prove to the world that they don't need a man. But then they go out and they get pregnated by the guy who's not husband material. This is the problem that a lot of women are going to face because they want their cake and eat it too. See, they want fun time in the bedroom, but then they want a good guy to stop and listen and do everything that he wants her to do. So they're going to battle this majority of their life. And then by the time they get around 40s and their 50s, they're going to find a weak man that they can just manipulate. But up until that moment, they will mess around with all the bad guys that she don't want to marry, that she feels like she's better than, because they're good in bed and they are also controllable at the same time. This is why you see so many women who are baby mothers. It's because they cannot distinguish the two. If a woman is taught that she don't need a man and she don't want a man, but her mother has already told her, yes, you can have kids, but you don't need to be married. You don't need a husband. You're going to be battling this in your subconscious mind the whole time. And one thing that these women are going to realize is you're never going to get a quality man. And the reason why you're never going to get a quality man is because you think your sexuality can win him over. That's what it is. When women say, I can't find a man to do this, but I can still find a man to have sex with, it's because that's all you have to offer is sex. When it comes to a good man, he's going to be able to, when I say a good man, I'm not talking about a nice guy. I'm talking about an alpha male who knows how to claim his own and who's out here building his own empire. That's a good man. A nice guy is just a do boy. We don't do any of that over here. But when you get to the man, an alpha male, he's going to be able to look through that woman and see everything that she's doing wrong. It's just that she's going to want him to accept the baggage. And that's when things are going to turn south for her. Moral of the story here, avoid him at all costs. There's no reason for you to be messing with a woman who's good with the bad guys and haven't recognized a good one. When I used to date back in the day a lot, once a woman told me that her past previous guys were bad, I treated her bad too. And I got good results because that's all she knows.
I'm convinced that the more educated you get, the harder it is to date. And this is why. I have a lot of high standards for myself mentally, emotionally, financially, which is why I decided to go into the career that I'm going into. And because of that, I have high expectations for the person I date, meaning I want them to have similar goals and ambition as I do. Unfortunately, there are not that many men who have that similar ambition or similar goal. And especially in Las Vegas, it is just so hard to date here. It's absolutely ridiculous.
The question is, what similar goals do you have? Normally, women do not start businesses. I'm going to say it again. Women do not start businesses. What they do is they work a full-time job, start to climb the corporate ladder, and then they start to think that their value is increasing because the type of guy they want to be with normally does this type of thing. So women are under the impression that they can find somebody equally yoked or better than them based off the simple fact that they have a job and they're doing things with their life. What they're not realizing is when it comes to a successful man, he is fully prepared to take care of his woman. That's why he works so hard. That's why he doesn't sleep that much. That's why he strategizes better. It's because he's thinking longer down the road. He knows I have to make more money in order for me to get the results that I want. A man has to become the best version of himself in order to achieve the things in life that he wants, especially whenever it comes to a woman. So whenever it does come to a woman, that same man that she wants is going to be looking for a woman who doesn't work but is still pretty and can manage a household. Why? It's because it takes a lot of thought process in order for a man to maintain working for himself to be a high value man. It doesn't take much for you to work a 9-to-5 and move up the corporate ladder. It's called perfect attendance. It's called kissing the boss's butt, going to all the conferences, going to all the parties. In order for you to move up in corporate, all you got to do is just show up every day and fake smile and fake laugh and feed the egos of the people above you, and you achieve. And this is what women want to do. But when it comes to a successful man, he has to do more than that in order to keep the job going. Most girls can let their hair down and wear glasses and put on a cute face, and you can get far in life. But a man still has to work harder than you. And one thing that he doesn't want to do, because he's going to learn it fast, he doesn't want to go on a date with a Miss Independent woman, because the only thing these women like to do is to debate. They want to debate. Where do you work at? What are you doing? What do you have going here? Let's talk about politics so I could debate you there. Let's talk about this. All the independent women are know-it-alls. So you're only going to find yourself around broke dudes who don't know that much, so you can teach them what they want to do. But when it comes to guys with money, they've learned so much knowledge, they don't really need you to be a hassle. You're just a nag. You're not even a good side chick at that point. You're going to find yourself lonely and sad. But stop and look at all the successful women before you that have played this role. They all end up alone or with some weak man that they can just boss around. Meanwhile, the guy that you want, you're going to see him out with a beautiful woman. You're going to see him out living his life. You're going to see him on vacation with his woman. You're going to see him at the movies with his woman. You're going to see him at the grocery store with his woman. And you're going to try to throw yourself in front of him to see if there's a chance that you can get him. This is what they do. These type of women right here, when they come across the guy that they really want, they're going to try to flirt with him to see if he baits. And they would probably want to be a side chick just to get a piece of the type of guy that they want. But they would never, ever, ever get him. That's the sad part.
Let's use our logic against her. Question for you real fast. You want a man that's stronger, taller, more ambitious, and makes more money than you, I would assume?
Yeah.
You would? Okay, what if I called you a dumb bitch that's broke? How would that make you feel?
That'd be incorrect.
Fantastic. So hold on, let's use our logic against her. Question for you real fast. You want a man that's stronger, taller, more ambitious, and makes more money than you, I would assume?
Yeah.
You would? Okay, what if I called you?
That'd be incorrect.
Fantastic. So why is it that a man that wants a woman that's young, attractive, and fertile, insecure, and weird, or shame language used?
Well, you're talking about physicality, but you were talking about physicality, but I'm speaking about.
No, I'm just using your logic back against you. See how what a man wants is demonized versus what you want is not demonized? Not one of the guys here is insulting women for wanting a man that's taller, more ambitious, or makes more money or successful. Men understand this and accept it. That's why men go out into the world and work and become better versions of themselves. Women don't accept it. They think they should be taken however they come. And my argument is that women need to self-improve just like men do. Just that they have the hubris to think that they're perfect the way they come.
Myron is right. Whenever it comes to it, they do feel like they're already perfect and that a guy has to accept them. And the reason why they feel that way is because they have more than enough guys that are telling them that they're perfect. This is what men do in order to get close to women. You try to tell them they're the most beautiful. You try to tell them they're the only thing that you're thinking about. You're trying to tell them, hey, you're all I want to be with. Men say all of these things just to get close to women. And after a while, when women keep hearing it over and over and over again, they don't feel like they have to change because you still are going to say and do these things in order to sleep with them. You show me the ugliest, fattest woman in the world and you walk her past a prison yard, she's going to have all those guys telling her that she's pretty. And they don't really think she's pretty. It's just that she's pretty enough for them to sleep with. That's what a lot of women are not understanding, is that a lot of guys are telling you you look good and that you're pretty, but they're only saying that just to get close to you. Once a woman realizes this, then she won't have any respect for men anymore, and men would be nothing but a pawn in her world. So as the rise of simps increase, the disrespect for men will increase with women because they're seeing these guys can't control their emotion. Hopefully you guys are able to get the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.